Oh, what's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Spurs have just lost by 2-1 against Aston Villa. But you know what? I'm not too disheartened with that result just because of the performance we put in today. I thought Spurs were by far the better side. Played a really good game of football today. We started off like an absolute house on fire with Bentancur at the heart of things, pulling the strings. I mean, some of the things he was doing in that football today, which is unbelievable. Kulusevski as well in the thick of things, especially early on. And, you know, we went 1-0 up. When we went 1-0 up after 20 minutes or so, we could have been like 4-0 up at that time, literally. And then carnage ensues. Bentancur goes down injured. Looks like a really bad one. But I still think we stuck to the game plan, and I think we still played really well. It's just that, you know, Aston Villa got those goals against a leaky defence from Spurs today. But I thought for the most part, Spurs were unbelievable today.
Yeah, look, it was a very brave lineup from Ange. It was a lineup where we were like trying to doing all the permutations pre-match. Well, who's he going to play? Who's going to play where? This was probably one line we didn't expect. Emerson at centre-back, Kulu in midfield with Gio in midfield and Kulu out wide.
This lineup was very similar to one of the ones we did in the four lineup video.
Yeah, except for Kulu in midfield.
Yeah.
Except for
Kulu, we had Kulu in midfield in one of them.
In one of them. But anyway, look, it was a very brave lineup from Ange, and when I looked at it, I was really excited because this is a lineup, no Dyer at the back, which means we can play a more aggressive high line. We've got those technical players in the centre, and I have to say, as you said, first half an hour or so, we were absolutely brilliant. Electric. We created so many chances. Kulusevski hit the post. Obviously, the Celso scored. We just missed countless opportunities. We could have been like 3-0 up before we scored our goal as well. We're also restricting Villa really well. They had very few moments in front of goal in for that first half an hour, defending really well. I couldn't have been happier. I thought Bentancur was probably the best player on the pitch before he went off injured.
So silky, isn't he?
Cynical challenge from Cash as well.
And also cynical tackle from Cash 2 years after he's done it to Matt Doherty when he was in firing form as well. I mean, when is this guy going to be put on a leash? I swear.
100%. Could have been sent off for that. And I think that kind of took the wind out of ourselves a bit. I'm not saying we weren't good after, because I think when Højbjerg came on, I actually thought Højbjerg did quite a good job. And in the second half, Villa changed things up, made it a lot more even, and all of a sudden it was a bit more of a... I would say first half, we had a lot more chances in Villa, and we were definitely the better team. Second half, it was a lot more even. We had a lot of chances, they had a lot of chances. They took one of them, we didn't. And on the balance of play, I don't think a loss is deserved. I think we probably deserve to win the game, to be honest, overall. Definitely based on our first half. But second half, Villa changed a few things tactically and got their act together a bit more. And they were creating a lot more chances. You know, Bailey hit the post, obviously Watkins scored. Yeah. And on the breakaway, we were committing a lot of risk, weren't we? Leaving a lot of spaces open. And they went and scored. And they obviously took advantage. But even late on, you know, we're pushing late on. Martinez is making late saves. Højbjerg had a brilliant effort from 30 yards. Martinez set the save. So I think at the end of the day...
3 offside goals for Sonny as well today.
I think considering all the injuries we've had, right, and all the problems we've faced, and you looked at the performance against Wolves, right, and you're thinking, oh, it's going to be a long few weeks. That performance was not the same as Wolves at all. It was so much better than Wolves. We were chance creating throughout the whole 90 minutes. It was so exciting to watch. Defensively, there were a few problems. Obviously, there were a few problems on the breakaway, but we're playing, you know, with defenders who...
Ben Davies did well today.
Davies did well. Emerson did well in parts, but they definitely took advantage of a much changed centre-back partnership, that's for sure. And there was a few tweaks to iron out. But I was so encouraged by the way we attacked, how fluid we were, and it only kind of reinforced for me how much we're on the right path, that performance. Because if we can put in a performance like that with all the injuries we have, that goes to show that everyone is buying into what Ange wants to do. Everyone's fully bought into it. And I think it goes to show that they're effective. I know we lost today, and people will say, look, we didn't get the result, and that shows maybe it was naive. So for me, we should have won today. We created enough chances to win the game, and it was only luck wasn't on our side today. And again, injuries went against us, and it was a massive shame.
Yeah, but that Bentancur injury it really did knock the stuffing out of us at the time, because I mean he was so central to everything that we were doing. He was probably the best player on the park, hands down. Actually, not even probably, hands down, best player on the park when he went off, and it was just so. It's so sad to see after, you know, being out for so long with an ACL, to be down like that. It looked like he was distraught as well when he was coming off. It is very gutting to see that. But some other standout players today, I thought both fullbacks were brilliant today, Udogie and Porro. Udogie, I don't think anything got past him today. I mean, he was so strong defensively. Porro, defensively and going forward, were really strong today, helping us massively going forward. He probably could have got a goal or two
Hit
today.
the post, didn't he, later on?
And Giovanni Lo Celso, let's talk about him because Gio, a lot has been said about Gio over so many years. Oh, he's not good enough, he's this or that.
I heard a podcast even last week saying I'd rather play with 10 men than play with Lo Celso.
Yeah, and I was arguing with David on his podcast saying Lo Celso has to play, like he's our most creative midfielder, and he showed that today. I thought as well as after Bentancur went off, he was good then, but after Bentancur went off, he was the one that took that kind of mantelpiece of being the creative builder in the middle of the park, and I think he did really well. It was a shame that he went off actually, because I did think that we lost an element when he went off.
And just before he went off, he did a lovely little flick into Porro where he hit the post.
That was his last kick, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was his last touch of the ball, and that kind of showed the guile, the little touches he's capable of, which I think, apart from Maddison, I don't really think we have that kind of player. I thought he was excellent today.
But he proved his worth today, in my
100%. He needs to be starting more regularly. And said before the game, he's going to get more chances, and if he takes them like today he really grabbed it with both hands. Obviously scored the goal as well, got a bit of luck with the deflection, but he had another shot in the second half which was heading right for the corner if it wasn't for a little deflection that took it wide. So I thought creatively on the ball he was our best player. There were a few sloppy moments where he gave the ball away in the middle, but when you're a creative player like Lo Celso and you're trying things, that's going to happen. I thought in the final third, when he was on the ball, it looked so much more likely something was going to happen. We were going to create an opening, and I was so happy he took his chance because he's taken a lot of shit. And obviously, look, he's going to have to do it consistently.
Look, he's taken a lot of shit, but he's given a lot of shit as well.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just delighted that he's really proved today what he can do in a Tottenham shirt.
We need him. We need someone like that desperately with Maddison out. So I'm happy that he stood up for the team. Another player as well who I actually thought this guy was man of the match today, Dejan Kulusevski. Brilliant in that centre today. I think every time we've seen him in that position, I think he's been electric. And we saw like glimpses of that old Decky today, taking on his man, silky touches, creative. And maybe he should have done better in terms of getting an assist or a goal today, but I thought Decky was probably his best performance of the season today.
Yeah, what I loved about him is that when he's in the centre, because he's offensive minded, but because he's so strong, people come and engage him and tackle him like midfielders do, like defensive mids like Douglas Luiz, they come and he's shoving them off. And that's the kind of strength this guy has, and I thought he was exceptional. And because he's a natural winger, he's got great close control and his brilliant touches in between the lines. Creatively, he was great as well. And I thought late in the game when he did move back out wide, also he was also brilliant as well. He had a really good strong show when he went back out wide. So I think that's really great that he gives us another option in terms of playing him in midfield again, like starting from the game. You got to remember we started the game today with Bentancur, Lo Celso, and Kulusevski in the middle, but we didn't seem to lose the midfield battle. We still seem to maintain that strength and that solidity, which goes to show.
I think that was massively to do with Destiny Udogie as well. The way he was inverting, the way how strong he was. Every time the ball came close to him, he kind of said, "Look, this is my ball. No one else is going to get it." So I think the fullbacks did a massive job of us kind of retaining that midfield battle today.
100%. It's just such a shame that we come away with nothing to show for it, because I think the performance and with the injuries really reinforces to me how Ange's got this team playing, and we really should have had something to show for all the good stuff that the team showed today, considering all the circumstances against us. So it's a massive shame. But look, we did end up losing.
It's a weird one though, isn't it? Because we've lost 3 games in a row now, and you would think our tails would be down and we'll be saying this one out, that one out, but three losses in a row, and I'm so hopeful about where this club is going. I'm so hopeful about the direction that this club is going in. And look, we're getting really unlucky with injuries at the moment. But even with all the injuries that we have, everyone that was central to us, Van der Ven, Romero suspended, Bissouma suspended today, Maddison injured, and we put in a performance and show silky football like that.
Against a good Villa side.
Against a really good Villa side. So we've lost the game, and we've got Man City away next, and it could very much be 4 in a row. But I'm thinking after this run is over, we can go on a really long run.
100%. I think if we play like that against most teams in the league, you get the win today, pretty simply. And it's unfortunate we came up against a good Villa side, and even then we should have won, but they took their chances. And to be fair, in the second half they upped their game a bit, and we found it a lot more difficult. But even then, Brennan Johnson has chances, Porro hits the post. We had chances in that second half as well. I think the stats say we had more shots on target, we had higher XG, we I think big chances as well. So at the end of the day, it's just one of those you've got to take on the chin. It's tough to take. I think you've got to be hopeful more about the performance. You focus on the performance. I think you've got to be proud of the performance you put in. But unfortunately, it's 3 losses in a row, and hopefully that doesn't continue, because I think when Villa are above us...
Can we go to City and win with all these injuries and suspensions?
It's tough. Who knows? But Villa above us now. I think if United win later, they're going to be 2 points behind us. All of a sudden, things are opening up again. But
Yeah.
this
season ahead,
performance,
long season
yeah, it's a long season. This performance definitely doesn't tell me that even if we do lose against City, make it 4 in a row, that we can't get back to winning ways and start playing well and start winning games again for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, another sad thing happened today as well with Terry Venables passing away earlier today. A really nice tribute from Spurs, and Gary Mabbott came out and spoke at half-time, who was captain when he won the FA Cup in '91. It's mad to think that he was the last manager to win an FA Cup for Tottenham Hotspur in '91, but obviously rest in peace, Tottenham man through and through, played and managed the club. So yeah, unfortunately we couldn't get the win for him today, but hopefully we'll round off the season by the end of it with a really good season in his name. So thank you everyone for joining us today. Like, subscribe and comment, and as always, come on Spurs.